Hey, we back with another episode of the Sit Down at Uptown. The Sit Down at Uptown, as you know, we sit back and we have a conversation with our comedians, man, get to know them a little bit better. Tonight, we got the privilege of having Mr. Bankshot in the building, man. Bankshot, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I can't complain, just trying to maintain. You feel me? And that's about it, man. How you?
I'm well, brother. I can't complain at all.
That's what's up.
Nobody really listens, so, I just keep it legal.
Nobody wants to hear you complain, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it goes.
So, man, I always like to go back with people, right?
Okay.
I like to talk about their beginnings, man. Where are you originally from?
I'm from the great state of Ohio, a small city called Elyria. It's about 40 minutes from Cleveland.
Okay.
So,
So did that make you a Cleveland Browns fan or Cincinnati fan?
by default, I have to be a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm just waiting on them to give me an opportunity to be a fan.
To be a fan?
You know what I mean? We ain't had nothing to really cheer about, really. You know what I mean? We got rid of Baker, so that was something to cheer about. You know what I mean?
Did you ever have faith in Baker?
Oh, kinda. He tricked us a little bit. You know what I mean? He had a lot of, just confidence in himself. First overall pick. But, the Browns got a history of picking the wrong people all the time, man. Tim Couch. So it's like, we ain't got to do it, but yeah, man, I'm in a good mood right now. I don't want to be pissed off.
Yeah, hey, well, I'm a diehard Steelers fan, as you might can tell. So, yeah, man, I know. I don't want to change the conversation too soon, man. But, when somebody said they Cleveland, I had to go ahead and put it out.
Are you a Pickens? There's two of them on the team. One is
I'm excited about the Pickens combination.
The Pickens combination. They look like they're gonna be dynamic. You know what I mean? So
excited about what it's gonna look like. I wasn't 100% sold on Pickett at first. Honestly, Pickens was still the draft.
Right.
To me.
No, I agree. And they was scouting them. They went to pitch, so they was already able to watch them and stuff though. So
his troubles, benefited us in the long run. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna benefit him long term because this is what an organization that produces great wide receivers.
They do.
You know what I mean? We can't argue with that.
And they are. But are they great wide receivers though?
Well, they agree with Pittsburgh.
So who's the best overall receiver that Pittsburgh has ever had?
Ever. Lynn Swan, to me.
Okay, I'll give you Lynn Swan. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Ever. You know what I mean? AB had the potential to be that dude. You know what I mean?
He a monster. He like R. Kelly of the NFL. Like, he got good production, but his off-the-field stuff is like, I can't rock with you.
I've heard analogies of this guy, but I've never heard.
But it's kind of like, what it is. It's like, I like your work, but I can't rock with you because they ain't not rocking with you no more. You know what I mean? I can't even be a part of this. Like,
hey, man, that's awesome right there, right?
You're the R. Kelly of the NFL. Yeah, that's it.
Wow. But great analogy. Can't argue. So, college-wise, Ohio State for sure. We should have won. We should have won against Georgia. I know there's a lot of Georgia fans out there, but that kicker ain't care. Like, what really made me upset was that it was New Year's. Okay.
We watching the game. We don't even do the countdown because we watching this kick. Like, he about to make it. We about to win the. Doesn't even have a chance, man. Didn't have a chance. Didn't even come close.
I'm going to tell you one better, man. I was at the game.
Georgia Ohio State?
Absolutely. I bought those tickets a year prior, not knowing was going to be there. I used to go to Peach Bowl anyway. You know what I mean? So I had an offer a year ago about buying tickets in advance. Had no idea it was going to end up being a playoff game. And had absolutely no idea it was going to end up being Ohio State versus Georgia. Is that not?
No, that's insane.
That was insane.
You lucky for that.
We were literally in the stands. I had both my sons with me, man. And like you said, the countdown went down. I said, man, this game going to be decided at the stroke of midnight. That was crazy.
And we was going out afterwards. So it was like it was hard to even go kicking. I'm like, I'm put some money on the line. I lost some money and I still got to go kick it. Like,
It was great. I mean, they had them, man. It was good. It was a good game.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people sleep on Ohio State because it's not SEC. But Ohio State is a really good football team, and they come with it every year. But
my business partner's a diehard Georgia fan, true and true. And when we were talking about the game prior to, I had to remind them. I said, y'all do know Ohio State got 5 stars too, right? Yeah. Yep, I'm saying. They were like, they ain't talking about all the jobs that we 5. So y'all do know Ohio State is loaded
with 5 stars and loaded with speed at receiver. I said, let's not sleep on these boys.
Marvin Harrison Jr., he don't get hurt, it might be a different hit. Because they couldn't stop him. He's Marvin Harrison's son, and he's 6'4". Marvin Harrison was only 6 foot. Like, yo, yeah, he's insane. He's the real deal for sure.
So you from Ohio?
From Ohio.
Your government name is
Nicholas Banks.
So let's talk Nicholas Banks as a kid. What was Nicholas Banks like as a kid?
Yeah, Nicholas Banks as a kid, man, he was, I was like a class clown, but I was like a teacher's pet class clown. You know what I mean? So like, if there was like, you know, everybody in school got that one kid who just act up all the time. You know what I mean? So like, I would more so get on that student because the teacher would be struggling. So like, if I get on that student, then now she looking out for me like, okay, I'll give you a couple extra days on your homework and shit. You know what I mean? So that was me as a kid. Just, you know, family oriented.
Brothers, sisters?
I got 2 older sisters. One just turned 39 on February 3rd. The other one turned 41 on January 29th. And then I got a younger brother who will be 30 in October on the 25th. So
how was that like with the older sisters, man? Were they bullying type sisters or were they protective type sisters?
Nah,
combination.
Nah, they was I didn't realize it when I was younger, but they was some freaks, man. They was just, you know, they was some freaks, they was some hoes, man. I didn't really know it until I got older. I'm like, oh, that's what y'all was doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm playing Madden with hella boyfriends. I'm like, yo, I ain't know. Bro, yeah, they was getting down. My sisters have men mentality. So it's very funny to see it from like the other standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes as men, we can, not none of us in here, you know, we good brothers, but some men, you know, they'll just run through women and it's nothing, but like, that's how my sisters are. It's like no emotional attachment.
Wow.
They just gonna do what they need to do and go on about their day. And it'd be funny seeing these men stress out, like, bro, come on, man. I had a show in North Carolina one time and I met my sister's boyfriend for the first time. Yeah, everything was cool. We go out afterwards. She gets up and starts twerking to some song by herself. Nobody's with her. As soon as she got up, he walked over. Hey, we need to go. We need to leave right now. So she comes, I have to leave. I'm like, dang, you leaving? We kicking it, blah, blah, blah. 20 minutes later, I'm leaving too. I walk outside. I see him on the curb. Hey, man, I can't handle your sister, man. I'm like, hey, you gotta suck it up, bro. You ain't about to be out here dogging my sister to me, nigga. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I told you what it was earlier. Like, they can't handle it, man. So that's wild.
That's awful. So were you into sports as a kid?
I played football growing up, high school. I played 1 year in college at a Division III school. They was shitty. We went 0-10 that year. But, you know, the experience was cool. You know, it was good, so.
What position you played?
Safety. I played safety in college. I played like receiver and safety in high school, but more so safety. And then when I went to college, played safety. Was in the military. You know what I mean? Army, but I did National Guard, you know what I mean? I just needed help paying for school, so I joined the Army. So that was cool, man. Never went overseas, didn't go to no wars, you know. Right. I'll be in the airport with my uniform on sometimes.
It did your time.
Like, thank you for your service. I'm like, bitch, I just make omelets. I don't do nothing. I'm a cook, you know what I mean? I ain't saving nobody, you know what I mean? I ain't got it, man, but, yeah.
So, now let's go into what led you to this comedy realm, man?
Man, so 2013, so this is my 10-year anniversary of like putting out like comedic content. So I got my start on social media, Instagram mostly. 2016, moved to Atlanta. Came across a hell of a comedian who took me under his wing. He goes by the name of Ronnie Jordan. Big shout out to Ronnie Jordan. It was like a mutual barter system. He was like, hey, I'm a funny-ass stand-up comedian, and I see that you have the potential to do it. I'll teach you the game, but in return, teach me how this social media shit work. And at that time, it was a lot of hate with stand-up comedians. And it's still going. I didn't know what was going on till tonight. I was like, oh shit, it's still a thing. Like, oh damn, you know what I mean? But I do get it though. I understand. It's like, yo, before social media, comedians was out here grinding. Like, I don't even know what that looks like. Mr. Inappropriate was talking about, he remember back in the day when comics used to have to write their names on the back of flyers, and whoever had the most flyers that showed up at the show, they would get paid like the most. I'm like, damn, that's actually insane. But Ronnie was the only one that was like, yo, I need to hop on this wave and figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at these guys as my enemies. Like, I can kind of learn from them. So I feel like me and Ronnie kind of bridged that gap unknowingly between like stand-up comedians, social media guys, because nobody wants to be labeled a social media guy. That shit sounds lame as hell. Like, you an Instagram comedian. You like, damn, like, that shit sound trash. You know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, that first week, probably like the second week I was out here, he invited me to like 3 or 4 shows out here in Atlanta just so I could see how it worked. And I seen him in clubs that I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, this ain't even like a comedy club. Like, you doing this shit like at Walgreens. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? But like, he could ride wherever. I'm like, okay, some nights you're gonna have good nights, some nights you're not. But like, it really just builds you to be a strong comedian. I feel like if you can do stand-up in Atlanta, you can do stand-up anywhere, man. Anywhere.
So your first time touching the stage then was when?
My first time really honestly touching the stage, this one always comes to me because it was like one of the most memorable moments. It wasn't even like a comedy club. It was at a college. It was at Claflin University. But on the show was Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and Darren Brand.
Okay.
All been on Wild 'N Out, all established, this, that, and the third. So, you know, I get in there. I'm solo. I come to the show by myself. I don't want to say I bombed, but I ain't do that good. You know what I mean? I ain't do that good. You feel me? It wasn't like I was getting booed, but it was like I'm saying shit that I think is funny, and like I'm not getting the response I need to. Then I see these cats go, I'm like, bet. But then when I get in there, first meeting everybody, say what up to Carlos, say what up to Darren. I go to say what up to Chico. And we frat brothers, you know what I mean? He's an alpha, I'm an alpha. And he was just kind of like, yeah, man, you know, you're not gonna get no respect unless you get on these stages, man. You gotta get on these stages or you ain't gonna get no respect, you know what I mean? I'm real big on, you know what I mean? And I was like, damn, like, you know, that's aggressive. I wasn't expecting that. But it was some real stuff, you know what I mean? And now me and Chico, we so cool, like that's my dog. But that was my first time. I did my own little tour in Ohio. I had like 8 schools to put together myself. But it was more like Chappelle show, Key and Peele style. I'm coming out doing some content, doing some stand-up, but I got like pre-recorded videos that I didn't put online that I'm actually showing in between like my jokes and whatnot. So that was cool. But yeah, I would say that Claflin University show was like, yo, you gotta go do some work, you know what I mean? Because these cats is like, yeah, they're serious with it. Yeah, they're serious with it.
So the content started first.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
To the content, how did you where that?
I just always been just like a strategically funny person. You know what I mean? I feel like you have like family members and they funny, and then like sometimes they're like, oh, you know, you need to go do stand-up. And it's like, not everybody who's funny amongst family events is funny on stage. You know what I mean? So I feel like just strategically being funny, I do a lot of parody songs, and I try not to do parody stuff on stage because I don't want people to, what they see online, you come and pay in person and you're going to see the same exact things. Like you could have just stayed at home. So I kind of try to stay away from that.
Right.
Try to incorporate it sometimes, but it just kind of depends.
Okay. So like, what was your first video?
Man, my first video was, man, it was corny. It was corny as shit, man. It was like a trick shot video of like basketball. I'm doing like these fake shots. You see me like throw it, and then it cuts to like the hoop. You see the ball goes in. Second one was like how white pastors be versus black pastors. It was like, that shit was cringy. If I was to go back and look at it now, I would be like, yo, what was I doing? But I didn't have like no direction. I feel like for like the first 2 or 3 years, I was just posting stuff just to post it with no direction of how I wanted to go or what it was going to lead to. But T-Boz from TLC was the first celebrity like repost one of my videos, you know? So I'm like, oh, this is going somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, let me just keep it up and keep going. And then, shit, here I am. Just learn from there. Just nonstop, just keep going every day, yeah.
So that's what inspired you to keep going, or you were going regardless, or that gave you the vision to say, okay, I have to do something with this?
Like a combination of both. It was like, I was doing it anyway, just off the strength. I'm just doing it. Then I seen, you know, celebrities rocking with it, and I'm like, okay, like this has potential to turn into something, you know what I mean? And then just kept going. I was posting videos every day for about a good like 3 years straight. Every day. I didn't care what it was, didn't care if it was getting likes, comments, views, whatever. It was just like, yo, you just have to just put it out. And eventually it's gonna lead to something.
So that video with that T-Boz reposted, that was the highlight, or what was your biggest one thus far?
Okay, so I would say two. The first one would be I did a parody to DJ Casper's Cha Cha Slide. It was a video about a tutorial of how women could steal other women's men. So it was like it was a tutorial about that with the step-by-step movements. It hit like Shade Room, Baller Alert, Ricky Smiley Morning Show had reposted it, went numbers. And then I did That Nigga Gay to Bill Withers' Lovely Day. That was 2 years ago, and that shit was like,
yeah, that was
crazy. It's like crazy. Like I'll be out in public and, hey, that nigga gay. I'm like, yo, not me. Like, yo, not me. I made the song, but that don't refer to me. So that was my most monumental, like, viral moment. But it kind of backfired though, because like I hit up one of the producers on Wild 'N Out, like, y'all still doing auditions? And it was like, nah, we stopped auditions, but like we couldn't have you on the show anyway. I'm like, damn. I'm like, why? He's like, that nigga gay. I'm like, he's like, it's funny, but it's controversial. You would be an HR nightmare. I'm like, damn. So I don't even know how many people ain't even reach out because of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, at this point, I'm just gonna ride my wave of just saying and doing whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be censored. I feel like we already be censored as comics anyway. We can't say certain stuff, do certain stuff, and that shit is kind of lame. You know what I mean? Because it's like if we can't talk about stuff and make it, you know, lighter, then who is supposed to do that? You know what I mean? We're supposed to be serious all day. Like I can't do that. Like, yeah, even like my women I deal with, like if you don't got a sense of humor, I can't rock with you. You know what I mean? I don't care how good you look. Give me the ugly chick they got a sense of humor any day. Yeah, I don't care, man. I want to laugh and have a good time. You know what I mean?
So where has the comedy taken you thus far, and what is your future goal? What's like? This is what I want to do next.
Comedy, I would say the best moment for me. Two particular moments. I used to have a trainer that I used to go to. His name was Justin Miller. He used to play in the NFL. He used to work at a gym out here in Atlanta called Stack. I was going to him at 10 a.m. every morning. One day he texted me like, hey, come at 8 this morning. I'm like, damn, like 8 o'clock? All right. I get in there, I'm working out for like 20 minutes. Kevin Hart walks in, his whole staff, you know, his trainer Just Train, his boxing trainer, Hollywood Hino, they all come in. I'm like, oh, so this is why you told me to come here. You know what I mean? Had that little interaction with him. Wasn't nothing crazy. Because I'll be real big on like, yo, I don't want to be like on nobody's dick. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I respect you. I'm honored to meet you, but I'm not going to be like overdoing it. I did get a picture and whatnot, but second time, I got invited to do Trader Truth's comedy show in Houston. The rapper Trader Truth, he does a Trade Day weekend, have everybody come down. So we was all down there, me, Erica Duchess, B. Simone, Moneybag Mafia, Redo Brown, a lot of us. And we ain't know, but Dave Chappelle ended up coming and closing. So we was able to like meet him, take a picture with him. So got to meet Dave, got to meet Kevin. All from the strength of just doing, you know what I mean, social media, you know what I mean? So those would be probably like the two top, you know, I would say places that it took me, so.
And where do you see?
Where I said I really want to direct and produce.
Really?
Yeah, I want to get into directing and producing. I can write, you know what I mean? I can write my ass off. I just been in front of the camera for so long, and it's just like, you know, I'm kind of like drained. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just kind of put my ideas out there, find people who can really bring it to life, and just do that. So yeah.
So direct.
Movies, yep. I want to do the first ever parody musical.
Oh, wow.
Parody musical. So you remember Beyonce did Carmen, or even like Sound of Music, whatever the case. You see the movie, then they just break out to a song that nobody knows. But I want to break out into songs that people are familiar with, but it pertains to whatever's happening in the scene. I want to do that. I think that'll be dope. Then I got I was married before, got divorced. I got a movie that I'm writing about divorce. It's pretty much about me and my ex-wife being petty, trying to see who can out-petty the other person while we're in court, like going through the divorce though. So yeah, so I got some stuff I'm just kind of sitting on, man. So I got an adult spelling bee, a game show that I'm working on, but it ain't like hard words. It's gonna be like words like maintenance,
right.
February, you know what I mean? Shit that we're gonna mess up on, you know what I mean? But it'll be like cup pong, you have like liquor, and you have like just like, let's say it's like 5 shots of Henny, 5 shots of apple juice. So if you miss up the word, you got to grab a cup and take it no matter what it is. You know what I mean? But you can also win some money and stuff like that. Yep. Y'all see it soon. It'll be out summer this year. So, yeah, man.
So that's good stuff. Yeah,
man. Just trying to make it, man. Just trying to, inspire. You feel me?
So are you interested in doing, I know the directing behind the scenes, but what about actually in the movies? Are you interested in doing some comedy series, some serious stuff? And you're interested in that part of it all?
Yeah, it don't have to always just be like comedy. You know what I mean? We could throw like a little like drama, you know what I mean? A little drama in there. But just comedy is just my passion. I just gotta laugh, man. Just gotta laugh, bro. So that's what I'm gonna kind of keep it as. If I was to jump into a movie though, I would want it to be like, if it's my own, I would want it to be something just so subtle. Like I'm valet at the restaurant. You know what I mean? Just so that way y'all see me, but it's not like I'm just overdoing it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like Tyler Perry. Nothing wrong with Tyler Perry, you know what I mean? But he's in all his movies, which is that's cool. It works. It's not like he's like a bad actor, and I'm not saying that, but I just would want to be like subtle. Like I'm here, I did it, but I don't need the credit. You know what I mean? So
you ever sit back when you just chilling and are you in amazement of that kid that had this dream back in Ohio to where you are now, to
man
elbows with, you know what I mean?
No, honestly, yeah. Not to even switch up like the mood, but I lost my mom at 7 years old, man. My dad had stabbed my mom 13 times to death, you know what I mean? Me and my sister was at home at the time, so just coming from that, and like the city I'm from is very just like, it's fentanyl flooding the streets, it's murders and stuff like that. So to be able to like come from there and like, bro, like what can I complain about? That's how we open the show. Like I can't complain about nothing. Like I'm honored and blessed and privileged to, you know what I mean, be sitting here talking to you, just be here. So I could complain. I ain't gonna complain. You feel me? Ain't no need to complain. So I like to motivate people. I share my story and let people know what's going on, just in case somebody else might be going through something. It's like, you don't have to be, I could have went south and been selling drugs or doing whatever. Nothing wrong with people that sell drugs. Keep doing that. But I just, you know what I mean? I just chose a different path. And like I said, this was not, it just all makes sense now. Like maybe I was the chosen one in my family. Like out of all my siblings, I'm the only one that ain't got no kids. You know what I mean? Like my aunt, who was my best, like my mom, like they were sisters or whatever though. We have the same birthday. Me and her are like stupid close. You know what I mean? So like they all look at me as like the chosen one. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get this chosen one money to take care of, you know what I mean? I'm trying, you know what I mean? So it's just, they love me, they inspire. My grandma raised me. She don't be knowing what's going on with social media, but she knows that I'm out here doing something, so, yeah.
So what's your experience at Uptown Comedy Corner? I know you were here tonight, featuring for Man Junior.
Yes.
What's your experiences at Uptown?
Well, this is my first time at this location. I did the other one in Hayville before, and then the one that was downtown by Georgia Tech. Yeah, it was there. No, it was good. It was definitely good. First time getting to meet Junior, you know what I mean? And I don't know how y'all be when y'all meet people the first time, but it'd be like nerve-wracking. Like, I mean, I don't want to be doing too much, but I also want to let you know, like, hey, man, I rock with you, this, that, that. We was back there. I'm like, yeah, you know what time the show's gonna start? He's like, I don't know, man, but they gonna call your name at some point. I'm like, all right, let me just shut the fuck up and just, let me just shut the fuck up, wait for my turn then. Okay, all right, that's cool, man. Let me go here and watch Daryl Dam do his damn thing, you feel me? So, but no, it was all love, man. It was, you know, I feel like the smaller crowds, the more intimate crowds are dope sometimes, you know what I mean? Just depends. It just really force you to be able to really work. And you gotta dig deep sometimes. You be like, damn, they're not laughing at shit, but I'm gonna figure it out, you know what I mean? If not, go back home. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go home and work on it and come back tomorrow, you know what I mean? So
that's what's up.
That's what's up.
So I know as you said earlier, you're A5 member.
Yes.
Did you use to step back in it?
Man, you know, I want to say yes, but I feel like you're gonna be like, all right, let me see what you got. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm Greek too, so I wouldn't do that.
Oh, well, what fraternity?
I'm a blue Phi brother. Hate out there.
Hey, man, you know, one of my best friends is a Sigma, man, and I rock with the Sigmas. Big shout out to Phi Beta Sigma.
Yeah, after college, it's all Greek.
Yeah, man.
It's all Greek.
Bro, I didn't realize how much nobody gave a fuck about this shit until after I got out of college. I'm like, oh, y'all don't care? Oh, man, what am I doing then? Like, why am I leading with that? Like, you know I'm an alpha, right? Like, oh, y'all don't care? All right, bad. Like, but you know, it's cool. I did get invited to host the Alpha's national convention this year. So, you know, that'll be dope. That's in July. Yep. That'll be July. So
Cool lot of alpha, man. Like, you know, my cousins out. I got a whole bunch of them, man. So it's all great.
it's all great, man. You know, it's like, you know, the little jokes and stuff is cool.
Yeah, that gotta be
there. You know, it's gotta be there. Gotta be there, man. But, you know, just nowadays, you gotta watch what you say, man. You gotta watch. You know, the stereotypes have been around forever.
Yeah.
But now, if you still hone in on the stereotypes of sororities or fraternities, they
can't see the gap with your all. No doubt about it.
no doubt.
No doubt about it. All right, Bang, we do a show called Classic Conversation, man. I do a top 5 on that show.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So I like to hit my folks with a top 5 on the Sit Down at Uptown. Now, since you're a Ohio guy, I'm gonna do something for you from Ohio, so we're gonna make it easy. Give me your top 5 athletes out of Ohio.
In order of the greatness of
order.
It don't have to be, okay, top 5 athletes. So this is what we're gonna do, man. Top 5 athletes from Ohio. We're gonna go with LeBron James, of course. And that's number 1, okay?
Stop right there. Let me just ask you a question.
Is he the GOAT?
Yeah, I gotta ask the question.
It's hard to say. I was a Kobe Bryant fan for the longest, like the longest. I met Kobe one time and completely fanboyed. Like,
I bet.
I couldn't handle it. Like, let me give you the breakdown. The DJ for the Indiana Pacers is an alpha. My lady at the time had bought me tickets to the Lakers Pacers game. We go to the game in Indiana. It's Kobe's. I think it's his farewell tour. We get to the game. DJ like, hey, after the game, like, come with me. So I'm like, all right, cool. We go down on the court. One of the assistant coaches from the Lakers was like, hey, man, I like your videos. You're funny. I'm like, what? Mind you, this is 2016.
Wow.
So we on the court. We taking pictures, this and the third. DJ like, hey, come with me this way. So we walk in, like, in the tunnel. Security lady like, no, you can't go this way. You know you can't bring people this way. La da da. He's like, come on, please. No, you have to go that way. Go that way. Please go that way. So we like, all right. We turn around and go that way. We go this way. Kobe Bryant's walking out of his locker room. And it's like just him and one other person, the DJ, me, and my girl at the time. I pull my phone out. I'm recording. I'm like, what up, Kobe? Nobody calls this man Kobe. K-O-B? I'm like, oh, my God. He looked. He's like, what's up, man? I'm like, I wanted to ask him for a picture, but if he would have told me no, it would have been fuck Kobe Bryant for so long. Like, yo, I don't want to do that. But is he the GOAT, LeBron James? No, he's not the GOAT.
Wow.
He's not the GOAT. You got the scoring record, this, that, there. I don't think you're better than Kobe. Kobe's not even in the conversation of GOATs. It's MJ, LeBron. You know what I mean? So
But you understand why, though, right?
Absolutely. I understand why. 100% why. 100%. I just like Kobe better. I don't think Kobe Bryant was a better basketball player overall than LeBron. It's kind of hard to argue that. You got top 4 in assists,
right.
Number 1 scoring. Can't really, but yeah. I'll still kind of get an edge to MJ just because 3 in a row, retiring, 3 more is insane. Nobody's doing that. LeBron won. I'm gonna go Greg Oden.
Oh, wow.
From Ohio State. That's crazy. I know you're looking at me like, yo, what is he talking about? He was a beast in Ohio State. Broke his hand, had to start shooting free throws left-handed. I don't know what the transition into,
It didn't
transition.
Yeah. Stay healthy.
He couldn't stay healthy. Are we talking about people that's like from Ohio or just people that
No, that'd be from Ohio. Just they're repped Ohio.
Repped Ohio. Okay, we're going Ezekiel Elliott, running back from Ohio State for the Dallas Cowboys.
My nerves. He ran through Michigan so bad I was just sick to my.
He ran through Alabama so bad.
Everybody.
I'm like, he was a problem. We're gonna go Jim Brown, running back from the Browns.
Okay.
And for the 5th, man, we're gonna go with Kenny Lofton, baseball player from the Cleveland Indians, now the Cleveland Guardians. Yeah, we're going Kenny Lofton.
It's corny names.
I know, man. Kenny Lofton. It's like, and he was kind of cheesy too. He kind of looked like, he kind of looked like Guy Torrey.
Yeah.
Kenny Lofton kind of looked like Guy Torrey. I'm gonna have to do a side-by-side look at them, man.
He was a bad boy, though.
He was a bad boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But there it is. Good stuff, man.
I appreciate
Respect.
it. Yeah. Damn, that was tough.
Right.
Top 5?
Well, now last question, man. Tell me where the name Mr. Bankshot came from.
Man, you know what's so crazy? My last name is Banks, so I just went with Mr. Bankshot, but also because Tim Duncan is a very good. He was very good off the glass, Mr. Fundamental. Always had some bank shots, this, that, and third. His game wasn't the prettiest, but he got it done.
Absolutely.
Mr. Bankshot, you know what I mean? It may not be the prettiest, but it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have some championships when it's all said and done, and that's all I can ask for, man. So absolutely.
Well, Bank, man, I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
It's been a joy. We get to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And that's what the Sit Down Uptown is all about.
The sit down at Uptown,
It is.
where we come to clown. I love this.
Come try out. I love it. Appreciate you, bro.
You already know, man. Don't forget, hey, make sure y'all go ahead and get y'all Angelo ashtrays. They coming out soon. You can get yours for 5 payments of $10.99.
Hey, the Sit Down Uptown, man. We out. Thank you very much. All right.
That was fun, man.